just like that, we are back. Good to see everybody. Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith. Good to see everybody back. Welcome. Welcome. Sorry, my dog's losing her mind over here. Hang on. Going. No. She thinks she hears something, but all she heard was me hitting the microphone. This is all she heard was this. So she thinks something happened. But nonetheless, good to see everybody. I hope you're ready. We got about 30 minutes. Let's get into it. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Crypto Before Dark. If you haven't done so, please go hit the like button. It's absolutely free. It costs nothing to hit like here on the channel. Appreciate everybody doing us a solid, hitting us like. If you hit like, well, that sends us out through a different algorithm. YouTube, Rumble, and X, where we're all live here, catches that algorithm and sends it out to everybody so we can all see it together. Hang on, I'm going to adjust this camera real quick. Multiple times over the last week, I've had either internet trouble or software trouble. So I've been tinkering around with the camera a lot, and I've been moving it. And guess what? It was out of position just now. I just now noticed that it was out of position. So we're going to talk about some charts today. You've seen the thumbnail. What did the thumbnail say? Are we back? Maybe. Let's talk about it because it's worth talking about. We guys know how we do it here. We always keep it real. We never BS it. We always want everybody to be as open and honest as we can see, and we can find out about all this. We don't want to cut any corners or try to BS anybody. So that's exactly what you're going to get by watching this. Never any corner cutting, never any lies, only straight as an arrow analysis. That's how we do it. That's the way I'm always going to do it on here. Hate it or love it. No other way to do it, in my opinion, right? All right, let me make sure I got everything up and running. We are over on Rumble and X and YouTube. Seem to be running well, and we shall. So I'm going to start here with Bitcoin and give you a little breakdown of everything. So that big downtrend that we've been stuck in since the beginning of October has broken. As you can see, it's pretty clear there that broke. Log or linear, doesn't matter. I'm going to stick it in linear mode here, just so there's no complaints, because it really doesn't matter for Bitcoin. It's very, very similar price action in either direction. We have a small uptrend, as you can see, going on here. After the breakout, you had your breakout and then your bounce. Right here is some other simple, easy to go by indicators. This is the 821 EMA, which is the green and purple line. You want to have two closes over the EMA and then an 821 EMA upward cross. What do we have? We have 1, 2 in a row, 821 EMA cross. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Very good. That would be a two-part buy signal if you were using the Reaper strategy. Then the 50 moving average, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 closes over the 50 moving average, which is that yellow line right there. That would be our third marker for a buy signal. Very, very good. And we put the Reaper strategy up there. You'll be able to see it a little bit. And then a stop loss would be around 90,450 to 500. That's just the way it works for the Reaper strategy. The Reaper strategy kind of gives you an easy guide to where to set a stop loss and to where buys and sells may happen. You can see it right there, 8 EMA buy, 50 moving average buy, and then your flag up there is for an 821 EMA cross. 3 out of 3 for the Reaper strategy is awesome. Reaper strategy is a free indicator in our Discord. Just jump over there and get it. Costs absolutely nothing if you're in our Discord. If you're not, wap.com/team786. In the custom indicator section, pin messages, all our indicators are there. So good to go there on that strategy, on that way of looking at it. Not bad. So how about our oscillators? Here's the RSI trending upwards, not overbought. Good. First time we've had the RSI in our favor in a long time. All right. How about the MACD? Hey, looky there, trending up. A lot of good volume in a row here, going all the way back to the end of November here. We've had pretty good green volume. We just now started this upward move though. And as you see, we do have some red that came in right there in the middle of December, but it really didn't do much. It just kind of immediately corrected and kept going. Flipping it to weekly, we see we still haven't had a big volume push. And this is the kicker right here, where we haven't seen enough to really move a mountain. We've seen some volume, but not enough to go, oh, wow, right? That's the kicker I want you to see on that, is it's good, but not amazing. right? It's good that we've got some progress here, but we're not exactly cutting front flips and freaking out over this, okay? So we got decent oscillators. What about the Ichimoku cloud? Well, you got a green cloud on the end. That's one of the 4 markers that we're looking for. Very good. We have the price in the cloud, not over the cloud. Needs to be all the way up here to be over the cloud, huh? So that's an X for that one. How about the baseline and conversion line? And as you see, the blue is over the red. That's the conversion over the baseline. Good deal. 3 out of 4 right there so far. I was like 2 out of 4 right there. 2 out of 3. Get it right, Keith. And last thing you got here is the lag line, which is the white line in the back. That's the candles in line form, 28 time frames behind. It needs to be over the candles. And you see right there, we are over the candles. So you have 3 out of 4 positive on the Ichimoku cloud, better than none positive like we had a few days ago. A lot of good improvement here for Bitcoin. Now, let's get into the straight up price action of it without any indicators. I guess we can do the pivot points. You are over R1. You haven't gotten over R2 yet. So good move, not incredible. Now, what I need to see price action wise is this is the previous high right here. We have just now started to play around with that previous high. We need to get over this previous high and hang on. If you can get over this previous high and hang on, you have flipped this resistance into support. And by flipping resistance into support, you can continue on your merry way up, working your way to a higher than previous high. Okay? This is how you start a big uptrend. First thing you have to do is establish a new high. And we're trying to establish a new high right now. Once you establish a new high, you can establish a higher low. All right? We had that right here. That's a higher low. And now we need to find this higher high. Then we can get a higher low and then a higher high and a higher low and a higher high. And that can help us on our way to getting back to where we came from. Liquidation levels that we need to look for on the way back there would be about 95,500 to about 97,000. That 95.5 to 97 range has a lot of liquidations there. And the big liquidations, the largest liquidations, are all the way back up here around from between 100 to 106, right? But that's neither here nor there yet. We haven't got there. So good move. We need more volume. Like what I see, but can have even more improvement. Good, could be better. Glad we have something good rather than something bad. So let's keep an eye on it, see if it continues to progress. There's my Bitcoin breakdown for you. What's up, Ultra Link? Good to see your charts can't lie. The mob, what's up? Good to see you let your mother freaking kin. What's up, Matoshi? If you're watching over on Rumble, big shout outs over there, guys. Appreciate you watching. If you haven't done so, go hit like. It's absolutely free here. If you're over on X, give us a repost so everybody can see what you see. I'll even do that real quick. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's say live now. Come hang out. Check out some charts. Bam. All right, so back to it here. Let's see if we can find, what's up, D-Flav? Good to see you. Let's see if we can find something else that looks pretty cool. And I think we should dive right into the important one because that's the one everybody really cares about and loves in their heart, and that's XRP. I've got it right here. What do you know? So let's dig in and see what we can find. Damn, I did a Trump breath right there. I said with my mouth open. That was stupid. Sorry. All right, so we got a pretty clear breakout here. I'm going to remove these fibs. It's a little bit farther down the road. Technical analysis that doesn't help us out a ton right now. So let's stick back to the basics. We broke this little short-term downtrend here. You can see that was a clean short-term breakout with 4 or 5 very nice candles here. That's the kind of volume that I wanted to see Bitcoin have. Well, XRP kind of had it. But I'm going to warn you here. What's this? That's an overbought chart. You rarely see overbought charts anymore these days. And sure enough, XRP went overbought. What does that mean? Well, just like anything in life, if you've got too much of something and it's over purchased, what do you do with it? Well, you put it on sale. So that's what we're seeing happen today with XRP. You're seeing a little bit of red after going overbought. We'll see if this thing can hold the line here, but some red in here may happen from time to time, especially when your chart runs red hot like this one did over the last few days. You look on X, you look on Reddit, you look on Telegram, and it's, oh my God, XRP is pumping. What do we do? Well, here's the consequences of that. Now you're overbought. Not a terrible thing, just a marker to say, hey, watch out. You may see some slow ups here. As far as your other oscillator goes, the MACD turned up very aggressively. Orange line has not quite gotten over. The trigger line has not quite gotten over the midline here. It's about to, but you do have a lot of divergence between the blue and the orange. It's liable that we see some rollback there. Not the end of the world, though. It's a very good turn up and nothing to be mad about. Moving averages wise, look at this. All right, so you got your 821 EMA cross and 2 closes over the 8 EMA down there. That's exactly what you wanted to see. Then you get a break of the 50 moving average. Perfect. Price sprints all the way up through the 100 moving average. Not bad at all. Problem. Now you're over all that without any slowdowns here. Getting overbought may mean some holdups. It's trying to hang on to the 100 moving average here. That's a good thing. But these moving averages are sort of rolling and support resistance kind of markers for us to see. And as you see, it's blown through those and now trying to turn the 100 into support. May take some time there to get all the way through it, find its footing, and then make a move. Your 200 moving average then becomes your next target, and that's up at about 255 to 257. Also note, you have a trend line up here for this thing to try to get through, and I'll zoom out here so you can see. If I flip it into log mode, there you go. You can see we're getting close to that trend line, huh? You also note that there's some resistance up there, huh? Yeah, let's be careful here. And if we go back and look, I don't like fractals, but I like to give you all the information no matter what. This is our next low point. We've already kind of hit it, so I think we can fast forward this a little bit. We'll see if this holds up, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you look back in history, this has happened before. All right? This has happened before. This is the same time last run. We're kind of in the same area here. And you had these spikes, but then big drops. Spikes, but then big drops, right? And it all happened sort of after the high came in. We've already had the big high for XRP. And then you started having these very, very aggressive drop-offs. And the moves back up were just relief retraces upward. If you look back and go to November to the bottom down here, you see that you kind of ran a 50 fib back up. Here's where it gets a little spooky. If I go to where we're at now, and I don't necessarily like this type of analysis, I just want you to see it. We kind of have the same move that's already happened right here, and we're rejecting at the exact same fib line. Not trying to poop on anybody's show, just trying to keep it real with you. So I'd like to see it keep going. It needs to break trend. That 256 to 258 marker is going to be a little tough for it to break, but if it can get through that, 270 also bears some resistance, which is the bottom of these candles right over here. That's on the good side of the trend line, though. So if the bid got through the trend line and tried to make a move, that would be awesome. I can't really go hollering for all-time highs and all that. Yeah, I think that's way too early in the game to be doing that. It's a little bit silly at this point. You need to break out all the way out, break trend. But I do like some markers on the chart. It's made progress, right? Here's your Ichimoku cloud. You're 4 out of 4 on the Ichimoku cloud. That's a lag line over the candles. That's a baseline getting covered by the conversion line. That's a green cloud on the end, and the price is over the cloud. 4 out of 4 Ichimoku cloud is not bad, right? Again, may cool off a little bit here before it goes too far, and that's okay. Need to see a breakout. Show me a breakout. Prove it. I'm already bought some of this. I bought down at the lows, so we'll see if she keeps going or not. I think it's possible. Let's keep our eyes on it and not get too hopeful. Again, most of everything you see so far is just a little bit of recovery. Ultralink said, bro, Keith got that minty green t-shirt on for the green candles today. That's exactly why I wore it. Would you believe that? Could I look at Quant? Yeah, I can look at Quant. So I also didn't say it, but I got a new jersey. You just can't see it up there. I got a new LaMelo Ball jersey. That hideous orange jersey that they wear sometimes now, it's the City Edition jersey. It's supposed to be the Bird of Paradise flower colors. Why? Because that was Queen Charlotte's favorite flower when she was still alive, and the city of Charlotte was named after her. That's what they colored the jerseys this year. Orange. Bro, we got the coolest colors in the game. Why would you do orange? Nonetheless, it's hanging out right there. You can barely see it, but I got it up there. That's the colors that the Queen liked, so they made it, whatever. But it's a limited edition jersey, so I went ahead and got it. Also got a Conca nipple jersey, and let me tell you what, it broke my heart to have to do it. Can I just be real with you guys for a moment? So you can kind of see it better now. Right there, it's right there. Let me level with you fellas. Conca nipple's freaking great. He can shoot. I'm talking about can shoot. He might be the second best shooter in the league right now. He can pass. He can rebound. He dribbles enough. He makes the smart plays. He runs. He plays the whole game. He never stops trying. His defense has a little bit to be desired, and he's not going to wow you with athleticism. The man scores 20 a game as a rookie. He's got similar numbers to Cooper Flagg, who's supposed to be white Jesus. Problem. He went to Duke. He went to Duke. It breaks everything in my soul to buy the jersey, but I got to do it. I'm a Hornets fan, and I got to be able to drop the bias. There you go. I bought a jersey of a Duke player because he's a Hornet. I ain't buying a freaking Duke jersey. That's not happening. Sorry. The Lord shines down on us, but he don't shine down on me for Duke. All right. So, yeah, it's on the way. It isn't here yet because they were sold out. Conca Nipples sold all of his jerseys out, so they were on back order. Nonetheless, it's on the way. All right. Go hit like if you haven't done so, folks. I appreciate you watching. All right. So I got a couple requests. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the requests were, hold on, I'm talking to myself. Let it go for a second. Go hit like if you have Link and Filecoin, AVAX, and a few others. All right, let's get to those and Quant. So I'm going to jump on those first, and I want everybody to see them. Let's check out Link first. All right, Chain Link. So I already got into Chain Link. Here's why. Well, it's the same reason as many others. What you're going to see here is this pattern is the same as many, many others. Looks just like this. Got the same look to it. Broken 821 EMA, like that. 2 closes over the 8 EMA way back here, 1, 2, and that's why I bought. 821 EMA cross, like I mentioned a second ago, with the broken 50 moving average. You got multiple closes over the 50. If you check out the Reaper strategy, 8 EMA buy, 821 EMA buy, 50 moving average buy. That's a 3 out of 3. Stop loss underneath the last weekly low, which is the Reaper line, right about 13 flat. So that's where I would about put my stop loss, which would come in somewhere around underneath the moving averages. I would go a little lower than that, 1275 maybe. I think that's where I set my stop loss. I think 1275 or 1265, I forget. But I put my stop loss underneath that. That's the whole purpose of the Reaper line. It gives you an idea of where to set the stop loss. So that's where mine is. I have no problem telling everybody about that. R1, you hit it and failed. You haven't broken it yet. It's trying. It's trying. As far as the cloud goes, you have work to be done on this. And you saw a second ago the XRP was 4 out of 4 on the cloud. Okay, good. Problem Link hasn't quite got there yet. You have broken into the cloud, but you need to be over it. All right? Cloud's still red on the end, but barely. Lag line, right at being over the candles, but not yet. However, your conversion lines crossed over the baseline. That's good. All right? Progress. So your 821 EMA, your 50 moving average, your 821 EMA cross, You're over the baseline is covered up by the conversion line. That's good. RSI is trending up. That's good. It's not overbought. You saw XRP was overbought a moment ago, right? Link is not. Here's your MACD trending up. Good volume. You want more, but it's still going. It's fine. You're green for the day, even when Bitcoin's red. That's good because Bitcoin dominance has started to fall off, which is very important. Pivot, we already talked about that, I believe. You hit R1 and failed. You haven't broken that yet. Interestingly enough, next time be watching for the Bollinger Bands to squeeze in like you see here. It's exactly what happened. Bollinger Band squeezed in. Warned everybody about this over on X if you were watching. Bollinger Band squeezed in. Once they squeezed in, you got your volatility marker. Volatility came in. It went to the upside this time. It broke the midline and stayed over. Now, candles are still over top of the Bollinger Bands. And so long as they're over top of the Bollinger Bands, they will continue to track upward. Once they fail inside the Bollinger Bands, you look for this midline to get hit along the way. Not immediately, but along the way. And as long as you stay over the midline, not bad. If you're scalping, that's a way to do a little bit of a Bollinger Band strategy. I don't use Bollinger Bands for that. What I use them for is the volatility marker, and it worked great. So you got very good look here. It needs to get better. And here's what I mean. Not only does the Ichimoku cloud need to finish completing, but you need to get over this previous high that you haven't gotten over yet, which is about 14.6 on the price. You're at 13.9 right now. I think it can do it. It hasn't even swept that high yet, so there are a lot of shorts still piled in right there. Those need to be liquidated. And once those shorts get liquidated and you get over that previous high, you can work on making a higher high and then a higher low. Okay, we haven't gotten there yet. It's on the way, but I bought it as a project. I'm thinking that it does the same. I was expecting a Falcons jersey. Ha! I would never, sir. I like the progress nonetheless. Let's keep an eye on it. I got this whole little spot recorded. We'll repost it. You'll never catch me in a Falcons jersey. I don't pull for other teams unless they help my team get the playoffs. For 3 hours, I'll pull for you, and then it's over. That's how that works. A friend of my enemy is my friend. All right? That's it. Only for a couple hours. Then you're not my friend anymore. He's referring to the Carolina Panthers. We had to have the Falcons beat the Saints for our ability to get to the playoffs to happen. That happened. And since that happened, Panthers in the playoffs. Play this Saturday. Guess what? I have to watch on my phone because I'll be at a wedding. Yeah. Thanks, Paul. You picked the playoff weekend to have a wedding? Dang, guy. But it's all right. We're going to support Paul. Man's finally getting married. I'm gonna hate on him. His choice. All right. So let's keep the ball going. Let's check out Filecoin. Now, I'll tell you what. It's been a long time since we were able to say something good about Filecoin. A long time. Look at the fall off for Filecoin. It's been dramatic. It hasn't had a big run in a while, but over the last couple of days, she's put together a few candles, and I can't be too mad about it. All right. Ichimoku cloud, we are hitting the bottom of it. And that's not quite good enough yet, but you do have the conversion line over the baseline, the lag line over the candles. That's 2 out of 4. Your cloud's still red. You're still under the clouds. You got 2 out of 4 on the cloud. Could be worse. Your pivots, you're all kind of tied up in the pivots right here, but you are over the main pivot, so it's not bad. Here's your 821 and moving averages. Your 821 EMA, you got what you need there. That's 2 closes over the 8 and an 821 EMA cross. Very nice. 50 moving average has been broken. You're over that. Now you got to fight this 100 moving average. Now, many have gotten to the 100 moving average and many haven't. A few have gotten through, like I showed you with XRP a moment ago, right? Can it get through? Well, we hope so. It hasn't done it in a long time. It hasn't done it since it made it big spike back here that happened in November, which it abruptly failed, right? I like the fact that it's had a couple good days in a row. We need to maintain that. And I'd like to see more volume. All right. I'd like to see a bigger push here, but you don't hate it. I like the fact that it's changed. Its momentum here to the upside is good. RSI is trending up, not quite overbought yet. You still got room there to break that 100. And your MACD is the same. Your trigger line, the orange line, hasn't quite got over the midline yet. Nothing bad to say except for the cloud needs to finish up. As far as your next high being broken, man, that's way up here. All the way back up here at $3.35 to 40 cents. That's a long way up there. So let's not get too frisky yet and say that's going to happen. Let's track this day by day because that's a long way back up. If it does it, I'm super happy for everybody, but don't get that optimistic yet. Good luck, though. Falcons jersey. Could you imagine? There's no way I'd wear a Falcons jersey on here. That would be sinful. A couple more here and we'll jump off. Let's pull up. I posted a few over on X for everybody to see. Tau was one of those that I posted over on X for everybody to see. So this is a very, very classical chart pattern, and I wanted to show this one so everyone would have an idea about it. You held support down here with several candles, didn't breach. Not only that, but you're in a big bullish falling wedge. Once this big bullish falling wedge breaks, well, you're on a rip. Then as you see, she's broken out of that falling wedge and had several good candles in a row. If I put the moving averages in there, let's zoom in a little bit for you. 2 closes over the 8. That's wonderful. We love to see it. 821 EMA cross. Hell yeah, brother. And your 50 moving average, multiple candles over the 50 moving average in a row. Very nice. You'll love to see it if you're looking at the Reaper strategy. There you go. 8 EMA buy, 50 moving average buy, 821 EMA cross up, buy, and Reaper line somewhere underneath the 821 EMA there, underneath about 255-ish for a safe stop loss. Your pivots, you're breaking R1, but you haven't broken it all the way. And there's your moving averages again. As you see, the 100 and 200 are very close together. They look like a target to me. All right, I think that's where the price is likely heading. We're at 293 right now. 300 would be the next big marker, psychologically speaking. And then after that, you've got 320 to 340-ish as your marker to break. Looks like we're going to get there, which is awesome. I got in lower down here when I saw the breakout of the wedge and I saw the 2 closes over the 8. This is exactly what I looked to see. I followed the exact same TA that I talk about all the time on here, right? If we scroll out a little bit here, here's the weekly. You've seen this pattern happen a few times. Big drop, breakout, big drop, breakout, big drop, breakout. Each time it's kind of went back close to the high. If it can get back to the 400 range, that'd be pretty awesome. Don't hold your breath. I'm not certain about this market just yet, but baby steps. We'll see if it gets there. It's a decent pattern, decent look. I'm going to stick with it until I see a hardcore failure, but for now, not bad at all. And I haven't done, we'll do 2 more. All right. I'm going to do one that gets me a lot of grief, but I still do it. Dag. Why would I come on here and talk about this if people continue to be angry? Well, I said that if things got better, I would be happy to report it. And I am. I think people think because things are so bad for a particular asset that I'm being super negative, bearish FUD guy. And that's not the case. You can attempt to label me that, but that's just not the case. If things look good, I'm happy to say they look good. When things look bad, I'm happy to say they look bad. I'm agnostic to this coin. I don't care. I don't own any. What I do care about is the people. I like to see you guys win. And what I've noticed is a lot of brainwashing. And that brainwashing ends up costing you money because it causes you to be emotionally attached to it. And I mean emotionally attached to the asset. I don't care. I'm not emotionally attached to it. I just want to see you guys win. And what I'll say is very few people have won. And it's happened many times in the past. And I want everybody to win. I don't care, right? You can be angry with me and call me whatever you need to call me. Send your head guy after me and have him attack me, and send the minions after me and have them attack me. And it's nothing personal. I think you guys think it's personal, but it's not. Nonetheless, look at this chart. That's a clean breakout. That's exactly what we wanted to see. She came down and hit target box number 2, Didn't make it to target box number 3, thank God, because that would have been terrible if it did. Target box 2 got hit. Awesome. You're back into playing around with the 2020 support now. Still way down from where it was, but you have an 821 EMA cross. Good to see there. You have 2 closes over the 8 EMA. That's nice. You've broken the 50 moving average with good volume, like that. That's good if you're doing the Reaper strategy. There you go. You'd have all 3 of your buy lines, and your stop loss would be somewhere underneath the last weekly low at about 0.0115 maybe. Underneath those moving averages somewhere. And then every day you have a green day, you slide that stop loss up. And if you have a red day, you leave the stop loss alone. That's the purpose of the Reaper strategy, right? Green days, we slide our stop loss up. So let's say DAG goes up. Let's measure out a percentage here of, let's say we go from here, let's say the price goes up 15%. That would be up to 0.016. And let's say we bought down here at, we'll make that a white line. Let's say we bought the white line down here, 0.0115. Oh, we can't do that. Let's say we bought up here 0.012, right? Above the 821 cross. Perfect. That's a 15% move up. So if we move up 15% from this spot today, 13, 14, 15, that would put our stop loss at 0.014. So we'd slide it up there at 0.014. And as the price is all the way up here now, all the way up there, we'll continue to slide our stop loss up day by day. Our entry level was way down here. So we are now in the green this much, and we are guaranteed a win. And you're going to say, well, that's stupid, Keith. If it goes down and hits my stop loss, that's going to sell it. Well, that's the point. If it goes down and hit your stop loss, it's likely to continue going down. And if it continues to go down, you're getting a cheaper buy now. Exactly. You're saving money on the way down. You made money on the way up. Price starts to go down, kicks your stop loss. Now you're saving money. Keith, but what if the price goes back up? That's okay. You can rebuy anyway. Perfect. So this is why we use a stop loss. This is why we made fun of Caroline, what's her name, for not using a stop loss. It's very, very silly not to. And you're going to say, Keith, I'm not a trader. I don't need a stop loss. Wrong. Everybody needs a stop loss.
Wrong.
Everybody needs a stop loss. If you're not using the stop loss, you should start. You can also just use trading if you make an alert. Let me show you. So let's say I wanted a stop loss right there. That's my new stop loss marker. I'm going to go add an alert to it. And I'm going to say crossing down on that line. And what do I want my, let's say open only once. No, let's do open per bar close. And then message stop loss. And then this message right here, DAG, sell it, stupid. And bam. Now you see a little little alarm clock sign pop up. Price comes back down there and closes below that line. It sends a signal to me, to my email, to my cell phone. Says, hey, Keith, sell this. That's the purpose of this. It works really, really well. You can do it right there on TradingView. You don't have to do it on your exchange if you don't want to. That way it doesn't actually sell it. It just tells you were supposed to. Then if you don't, it's on you, right? Ichimoku Cloud. So you've broken into the Ichimoku Cloud. That's good. Got to get through it all the way and get above it. That's a long way up there, right? That's all the way back up to 0.017. All right, so it's a long way. You're still red on the cloud, so that's still a no also. You do have the conversion over the baseline. That's good. And you do have the lag line over the candles. That's good. That's 2 out of 4. Could be worse. As far as your RSI goes, you're trending up. You're not overbought yet, so there is room to go up. And your MACD, same as a lot of others here, trending upward. Your trigger line hasn't crossed the midline just yet. Getting there, though. Where do I see this going if it continues to go up? Well, I expect it to go back to resistance here right at about 0.02, and then we'll see. It's going to be tough to get through that 0.02 level if I'm keeping it real with you. All right. That 0.02 level is going to play hell. And that's why you see the arrow drawn like I drew it. I had to move it over here so you can kind of see it. I don't want it to be on top of the candles, but that's the price action that I sort of expect. And it's happened exactly like I thought it would so far. And it's no hate or me trying to prop myself up. I'm just reporting price action. I expect it to get back to resistance and fail. If it breaks out, that's awesome. And more power to you. But I'd be very leery of the 0.02 level. That's going to play hardball. All right. From there, we'll see. Market has a long way to go yet. This is still just recovery for everything. Nothing special. Eyes on it. All right. And one more, and then we'll get off here. All right. One more. Which one we want to do? How about Jupiter? We haven't looked at Jupiter in a long time. Don't mind these boxes until we get up there. That's just me thinking out loud. What if things got crazy, right? We're at 2.5 cents. That's way up there, right? I just trying to look ahead and do stuff way out in the future. So same as a lot of the other ones, you'll see Jupiter has this very, very similar look. You got your 821 cross. You have 2 closes over the 8 EMA. You have the 50 moving average being broken. Very nice. That's all right there. 2 closes over the 8 EMA. Zoom in real good for you so you can see it. 1, 2. Then your 821 cross, clear to see. Over the 50 moving average, clear to see. So if you're doing the Reaper strategy, there you go. 8 EMA buy, 821 EMA buy, 50 moving average buy. Reaper line is just above those EMAs. So that's where your stop loss would go, just under the EMAs. And in the event the price comes back down a little bit, you're fine. You didn't cut through anything just yet. And then every day you have a green day, you slide that stop loss up some. On a red day, you leave the stop loss still. All right? And you keep doing that over and over and over again until the thing fails. And then once it fails, you wipe your hands and you're done. This locks in your gains and protects you from failure and guarantees you a win. That's the whole purpose of the Reaper strategy, to help you guarantee a win. And that didn't happen a lot for a lot of you guys. So let's try something different. Yeah. All right. 821, 50. You saw that. How about the Ichimoku cloud? You are over the lag line over the candles. That's good. Conversion line over the baseline. That's good. Problem, you're smacking into the cloud now. Most of them are doing this. They either are in the cloud or hitting the cloud. All right. And then the cloud on the end is still red. That needs to be green. So 2 out of 4 there. How about your oscillators? Trending up. Not overbought yet, but it's working on it. And your MACD, you're getting ever so close to breaking back over. Orange line, the trigger line, over the midline. Hasn't gotten there yet. Nice amount of volume, but nothing that really wows you. So we need to see a little bit more on that end. I'm not mad about it. I appreciate the progress. So, are we back? No, not yet. But things are getting close to trying better than they've ever tried in the last year. We need to hold some supports here. If we hold those supports, then we're looking better. It's not a guarantee that things are going to get so much better, but it is a guarantee that we have some 821 up crosses and some 50 moving averages getting broken. That's a huge deal. That hasn't happened in a long time. So let's see if they maintain here. We'll be back live again on Thursday. I'll be watching, obviously, like a hawk the entire time. I'm very, very hopeful that this thing continues to keep going down the road that it's going at. Things look much better than they did. I appreciate all of you being here. It's awesome of you to be here. We're going to change up the way we end these streams. Instead of doing all our normal jibber jabber, we'll just say thank you for being here, and I appreciate it. We'll see you guys again Thursday. Things be like that. Let's just deal with it the best we can. Eye for an eye, chart for a chart. I appreciate you guys. Everything that you do, coming, hanging out here, you don't have to, but you do. See you guys on the next live stream Thursday. That's it. I'm out. Sky's the limit. Peace.